When you see me, I'm getting dope. On 4G, on 4G, on 4G.
4G Audio Podcast.
The boys.
Hand gestures. Oh shit! Don't you love that intro? First of all, I just want to say happy birthday to Eric Andre, 40th birthday on like Monday or Tuesday or something like that. I think he threw a birthday party or something. Gave away Jimmy John sandwiches or something. Shout out to DJ Kilby, and I want to say before we fucking start off, one huge big shout out to the people at the White Lake General Store, Candace and Hannah.
There you go.
For holding it down, because
they came through huge.
I lost a little thing with a lot of very important information on it, and not only did they retrieve it, they may have looked at it too, but they got it back to me, and we saved the world single-handedly.
The world was saved.
Or all three of us together. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Any motherfucking way. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together with the Basement Weirdos, this is the 4G Audio Podcast.
Yeah, baby.
Appreciate you guys watching out there. It's fucking Friday. I hope you're having having a good Friday. And everybody's having a good Friday.
Yes,
I also want to mention really quick before we get into things that it's a long weekend. Be really safe out there. Not only are there probably going to be roadblocks and you could get a fine for not wearing your seatbelt, but you could also maybe run into an animal or a tree, and we don't want that, or other people. So
all the above.
Be safe out there, and
Yes,
I really hope that the cold weather's gone and all that freezing rain.
It's supposed to be 20 degrees next week.
Oh, I can't wait.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Like 15 to 20, yeah.
All right, so the moment you've all been waiting for.
It's here.
I was going to say the revealing of our guests. You probably already read. We got Savagejames in the building.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
It has
Make
been
some noise.
25. It has been 125 episodes since we have had Savagejames in the building.
Damn, man.
2 years ago.
What's that?
It would have been, yeah.
What's that?
2 years
2
ago.
years ago, yeah.
At least. Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
man. So how you been?
A lot of ups and downs in life, but now I'm back up, so that's all
man.
that matters.
Fuck, that's
It's
good,
good
man.
to hear,
back
man,
up,
yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to say is that watching back on our last episode, I realized that probably my fault, and we've changed things since then. But we really didn't talk about you much. We talked about a lot of stuff. We didn't really talk about you that much. So I definitely want to dive into it. But I know you said a few things since we met up earlier that have intrigued me, and we'll get into that as well. So don't be afraid. But like I said, I feel like we didn't really get into you too much. I feel like there was some talk about how old you were, and we skipped past the whole like being a kid. And
Well, I was
like
2 years
listen
ago,
to
so
rap music
updated,
and stuff.
33.
Yeah, he's 2 years older now. So like I said, we didn't even really touch on anything about you, and I like that. At the time too, we were doing that kind of thing where it's like just talk about whatever.
Just whatever, yeah.
And that's cool too. But I just want to say I'm gonna ask you some probably some questions, pretty normal questions. But
Loving it.
But I want to know first of all your first experience with hip hop. What was the fucking first song or the first like artist you heard that you were like, shit, what is this?
Probably to have to say, like, before I even listened to hip hop, there was like, as stereotypical as somebody might say, probably Eminem at the time.
Okay.
Because it was more, I was only listening to like radio hits back in like the early 2000s, like late 90s, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, and then when I heard like Slim Shady, the real Slim Shady, and like tracks like that, I was just like, oh shit, this is sick. And then obviously my friends introduced me to like some more like other artists like Nas and like all these people, and then I was just like, oh my god, what I've been missing out on a lot. What the hell?
Yeah. Do you find yourself more into the lyrical shit, like you mentioned Nas? You into more like lyrical shit like that, or?
Nowadays, absolutely not. I'd probably say I'm into everything. So like, if for instance Nas came out with King's Disease 4, which is not out, but King's Disease 4 came out.
Yeah.
Like, I was on that, and I loved a lot of the tracks because like it's one of my favorite artists. I'd say probably my favorite artist. But yeah.
Nas?
Favorite old
Yeah.
school artist.
Okay.
Nice.
Favorite new school would have to be this is where it switches up, Lil Baby.
Okay.
So the reason why I wouldn't even say like lyricist, but it's his beat choices, how he sounds on the beats, like all these things that come into play. To me, he sounds amazing, and I love listening to his songs. Like I can burn to his music like any day. I could burn to a Nas song.
Yeah, and I felt I've been similar where like I used to like, not that I don't listen to it, it's just that I used to be more about the lyrics, you know what I mean? But like now sometimes, like actually I have my buddy, shout out Tillman Greenhorn, it's a big gang thing. He's from the hood, and so he's a DJ too, right? And so like he used to make fun of me and one of my other buddies, like, he's like, yo, he's like, the music you're listening to has like 3 sounds in it. And he's like, and all those sounds come from like a fucking keyboard or some shit, you know? Like they're just like the 808s and the 303s and shit, you know? He's like, it's just like garbage little sounds, you know? And I'm like, I don't know, fuck, it's good. So like when I go to his house, he'll be playing fucking, like he'll either be playing like old jazzy, like sample-based hip-hop, or he'll be playing like old jazz music, you know what I mean? That's like,
Oh, I love that
like
stuff.
you can feel the hip-hop beat in it, you know? And so the thing is, we listen to all this shit, like whatever, and like we'll listen to like the sample, like the music that has the samples in it, then we'll listen to like the actual music that it came from and shit, right? So anyways, we were driving in my car the other day, and like we drove probably half an hour. We go to a buddy's house, we chill out for a while. We're driving back, we're like halfway back, and he's like, you really don't listen to any like sample-based hip-hop, eh? I'm like, wow, like, yeah. I'm like, I have, like, there's stuff saved on my phone, but it's like my list is mostly this, like, mostly the newer stuff, but also like you're saying, it's the beat and everything, you know what I mean? Everything together making this sound.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like, because even too, like, actually Bully the other day, I was listening to a song, he goes, he didn't really like say much, eh? And I was like, but it's a good song.
Yeah.
But he really doesn't say anything. And I was like, yeah, well, like he says that. He goes, and then he says it again, and then like again, and then like he says the first part again, you know, and he's like, but he's not saying anything. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good song, you know? And like, so then I
It's just a
realized
vibe.
when people are like that, I realize I'm like, oh shit, yeah, like music I listen to is very simple. But it's because like, there's a time and a place, right? Like if I'm driving and I'm listening to like fucking lyrical shit, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, whatever. But if I'm
You're
like
concentrating
turning
too
up with
much.
people, like, what's that?
Sometimes it requires just too much concentration, and
Yeah,
like, that's
exactly.
the whole point of simple music, like Gunna and like Lil Baby.
Mhm.
It's like that you're gonna turn up to that because the beats are probably like, I would say beats nowadays are at their prime and like entertainment factor, like, you know what I mean? So like old school
pretty
beats
much
have
the-
like the classic samples and all this stuff,
Yeah.
which is amazing. And a lot of times, like even new beats will grab those classic samples
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
but they'll add more better 808s and they'll add better like kicks and stuff to it, and it just sounds like it's better to bob your head to. So like
Yeah,
for instance, in
right.
the party scene,
Exactly.
it's better to sometimes have that like nonsense, but as long as it sounds nice in the background type stuff. Like, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
like you're not, if for instance, if something like, let's say Eminem or Nas was playing and you're socializing and talking with each other, like the lyrics might overpower your conversation.
Yeah,
Wow,
you
people
start
like-
hearing the lyrics and miss
What
the
was that about killing your
conversation.
mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd
Exactly.
be like, killing your mom, and what was I talking about again?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It just overpowers. So
Yeah.
like a lot of times that's good music for like concentrating on, but at the
Yeah.
same time there is music where you're not concentrating at
Yeah,
all.
back and it's
Yeah.
just playing in the background, and it's
Yeah.
fueling your night almost, right? You're just vibing to
That's
it.
it.
That's
There's
what it is.
the
It's
odd
vibes.
catchphrase or
Yeah,
some shit.
exactly.
The odd catchphrase
Yeah.
throws in, you know.
But you know what they say about EDM music too? Like, not that that's EDM, but like in the EDM world, they say like they try not to put lyrics in the songs because it confuses the crowd and shit.
Mhm.
And like, but that's a kind of an example, right? You know what I mean? Like these people are
Yeah.
just high on drugs and want to dance and fucking like sweat on each other and shit, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to hear this fucking thing you're saying, right? So like when you're at
Yeah.
the club and you're just like, yeah, fucking grinding some hoes or whatever you
Yeah.
do, I wouldn't know.
I noticed that when I was
I don't know.
emceeing, because when I used to MC for like drum and bass and like electronic shows and shit,
Yeah.
basically I had to kind of remember you have to leave some empty space. You can't just like fill in the gap constantly. So even me as like an MC rapper, like where my boy's like, hey, this is your time to go. And like, because he knows that the beat's not going to have like lyrics or that many lyrics.
Mhm.
And then I wouldn't fill in that many of the spots, to be honest, because like I would know that sometimes the people just want to hear that do 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 do
Yeah.
do 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 do
Over and over.
But if
and
if you're
over.
rapping over that or singing over that, then you're kind of cutting off that feel that those people are gonna get.
Yeah, well,
Right.
because also too, like the music is like a fucking adventure, like a story too, right? So there's like only certain parts like that you really should be saying anything. You know what I mean? Like other than like the certain like loops or sounds or whatever. Like there's certain wave that you should be hitting.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
whatever, right? I don't know any of that shit. But I was watching a thing though, side note, they're like this guy I follow, he does like this video, and it's like DJs put like anything before the drop or whatever, right? And then there's one where it's like a quote from Theo Von and shit and like whatever, but he's just putting
I've seen
like,
that. It's actually
just,
fucking
like,
hilarious. It's the most
stupid
random
shit.
shit.
Oh man, it's hilarious. Yeah, he just puts like that random shit.
Yeah.
And like, so it'd just be like music, and then it's just like nothing. It's like blah blah blah, like say some shit. One of them was like the fucking directions for something, you know, and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is when I was emceeing, because I was on stage for like an hour, and I'd say I'd probably have to rap / fill in those gaps for 30 to 45 of those minutes. So during those times, like sometimes, man, you don't really need to say much. So like I was just throwing in some random shit. Like I'd be like, Coca-Cola pop bottle.
yeah. But they love it. They might not even have heard it. Like,
Nah, exactly. Sometimes people are just so in their vibes, especially people all drugged up and shit. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And sometimes that adds flavor to their spice, you know? Like, they're already hype and acting a fool. So when they hear something acting a fool, like...
it doesn't make sense, but I know what it is.
Like, look at that song, I'm an albatross.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, come on, man, you're a bird?
fucking fox
All right, you're a
thing.
bird.
What does the fox say?
Oh, yeah, what does the
man.
fox say?
Yeah,
man. Yeah, it's true, though. But, and yeah, like... I don't know. Either way, I'm the same way where it's like I listen to this shit that's like the fucking... It's the sound that it makes, you know what I mean? It's not what he's saying, it's the sound that it makes, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You were
That's
talking
it.
about what all the stuff you just talked about? The thing?
Yeah.
Oh, you were emceeing at the clubs and stuff?
Yeah, that was back in the day shit. Like, I'd probably say, like, before I even came out as Savage James. So, like, basically before 2011.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait, before 2000.
Oh, like downtown and shit? Like,
yeah, a bunch of venues. Like,
Okay.
a few, like, Ritual, Babylon.
well, yo, did you do that like with your buddy? Like, he was the DJ?
He was the
came out with
DJ,
them
and
type
he
shit?
wanted an MC for his show.
Nice.
And then
Okay,
another
yeah.
friend of his saw one of our shows or a couple of our shows because he was also partaking, and then he got me to jump and do some of his shows too.
Nice.
And like one time I even showed up only to do my boy set, and afterwards he's like, yo, can you also MC for mine? I have a few songs where you can fill in the gap.
Yeah.
And I'm
sick.
and he's like, well, I don't know how I'd get paid for that. And I'm like, honestly, bro, don't forget about it. Like, I got paid
Put
for
a
this
finger in my
one.
butt.
Yeah.
Nah.
And we're square.
Yeah.
That's an exit only.
What were you called then?
Huh?
What name did you go by then?
Oh, okay. Well, this is when I was Alias.
Alias?
As we mentioned
Alias?
probably before, yeah. Like,
Okay.
Alias was
I've heard-
Alias.
I've heard
Yeah.
of Alias, I swear.
And then people were like, okay, why would you name yourself Alias? And I'm like, because you can't define me with one word. That was my thing.
Okay.
It was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
But then,
yeah.
like, it's
But
also
you can
kind of...
define. Well, I guess you can't define Alias with one word.
Nickname.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. You did
A
it.
nickname, yeah. Yeah, so
It
somebody
works,
actually
man.
made that
It's the
joke.
same but different.
Somebody
Like,
made that joke. They're like, so your nickname is
Pseudonym.
nickname? I'm like, no.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
That
even, like,
also
that
works.
one's like better. That one's closer.
So I abandoned that. I was like, yo, fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So back before all that, like, when did you start writing and rapping?
Back when I was 16.
16.
Yeah, because like I was listening to like a lot of hip hop, and I started hanging out with one of my boys, and he started showing me that he was like freestyling and wanting to write songs, and I got interested. So like we would just be chilling inside his room while he'd put on like random YouTube beats and shit, and then we just go at it.
Is this high school?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
last year or two of high school.
Okay.
Good
'Cause you did
times.
the last year twice.
No,
No, I'm just.
no, but
Oh,
I
shit.
actually I think somebody had once told me that like my graduating year, only about 50% of us actually passed.
Oh, so weird.
Yeah, like my
Crazy.
my generation was like pretty bad at my high
So,
school.
which school did you go to?
St. Matt's.
Same. Oh, you would just say that?
No, I
No,
just,
okay,
I just
yeah.
watched the other episode.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Is it? Was it? What was it?
St. Matt's.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. It was fun times. But no, I'd say like after that, once I got out of high
What
school,
does-
I kind of had to kind of venture myself, and I kind of met some people at a party, and they introduced me to studios. I had never really been to a studio before.
Yeah, okay.
You should name people if they're anybody of importance.
Yeah, if you
By
can,
the way.
if you want, for sure.
I'm not telling you what to do.
Oh
but
yeah, I can mention
was
who
gonna
my
ask you
first
along the way
studio
who they all
was.
were.
My first producer
Yeah.
was Selecta Gallus.
Okay.
He used to go by just Gallus, and he was basically a producer out in the south, like by the Chippendary area. And I
Yeah,
used to go visit him, and shout out to Gallus.
yeah, man, for
Shout
sure.
out.
Because he was,
you
I
on,
remember
really?
a bunch of artists were going to visit him at the time, like Spit and Image was going there all the
Okay.
time. Like
Okay.
that was
yeah.
actually,
Shout out, Spet
Yeah, man,
baby.
shout
Yeah.
out.
I think that was one of his first studios as well.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I remember like at first, like we were trying to put me on, and like I was just starting to get into auto tune at the time too.
Oh yeah. T-Pain.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I was 18 at the time, so like I sounded like a kid with auto.
Yeah, right.
With auto tune. So yeah, the track it was catchy as fuck, but like, yeah, it wasn't my vibes at the time. And then I stuck with more underground rap for a while, and like underground style, like
Yeah.
Immortal Technique,
Right,
and Jedi
yeah.
Mind Tricks,
Yeah, okay.
and
Nice.
Wu-Tang, like,
yeah.
but then like I eventually broke out of that in the future, but like I probably stuck with more underground style all the way up until like maybe 2016, 2007.
Yeah, that's really when I feel like the whole music scene was transitioning at that sort of time.
The era of the
Went from-
SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah, for sure. Because my upbringing was pretty much the same, very lyrical, Eminem, all that, like, and
Yeah.
and then it was like a big shift at that moment in time.
And I don't know why people hate on the new age shit, because in the new age shit, you'll notice like there are artists that spit bars that are pretty much like just as good as like the lyricists that people claim that they love, like Joey Badass. Like, let's not say like the crazy ones like Eminem and Kendrick, but like
Right, yeah.
but like the middle like lower class people.
Yeah.
And then they'll praise those people, but then they'll diss these people just because they have auto tune and they're
Right.
singing to it. But like I could even vouch that like I've heard Lil Uzi Vert spit better bars
Uzi's sick,
than
though.
like KRS-One, and people will be like,
Nah.
yeah.
But I
some
mean, like
bars.
maybe if you take like
because KRS-One,
like take like a like like say take like the lower end of KRS-One and the upper end of Uzi Vert, like maybe you know what I mean, here and there.
in a sense,
But like
yeah.
if you took like gold from KRS-One and then put like Lil Uzi Vert's best line against like any of them, it's
I
puny,
guess
you know what I mean?
I
I think
But-
that's
but
the
I know what you're
problem, though,
saying.
right? Is doing that, right? Is comparing eras, right? Generations,
true, yeah.
right? Because you can't. The era of
Is-
fucking KRS-One is not the era of
Yeah,
Lil Uzi Vert.
right.
They're just not even the same.
There's no similarity.
So,
Well,
like,
It's like-
one was a foundation of the other, right? One had to happen before the other could even exist, right?
that's
So
like, absolutely.
anyone that's like doing their thing today should be respecting those that came
I
before,
agree.
right? And yeah, like you said, there's a lot of people that hate on today's
era.
sound, but that's all it is, right? It's today's sound, and you know what I mean.
It came from, but
I
Exactly
like
what you
there's it takes some getting used to, because like it is
it did for me.
wildly
but
different
I
from what we
appreciate it
like
now.
Yeah.
grew up with, right?
Yeah.
So like
But it makes sense because it's like they always say in sports too and shit, right? Like, oh, like would Sidney Crosby be able to like
Yeah,
do the same shit
same
back
thing
then
for sure.
with Wayne Gretzky or whatever, right?
Yeah,
And the same with like say Bobby Orr and Wayne Gretzky,
yeah.
right? All three of those people played in a completely different game. Like Bobby Orr played where they didn't wear fucking helmets, and
Yeah,
like these
Yeah.
guys like came from the farm
yeah.
to fucking take each other's
Tough,
heads off and
yeah.
shit. You
That's
know what I
true.
mean? And then
Absolutely.
like Wayne Gretzky played in a time where like he had one of these guys that came from the farm to take care of him.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm getting too far into
Yeah,
it, but it's true though because you can't really compare them that way
Yeah,
because
There's
it's-
all these other factors in each era, right? There's
well,
there's
exactly.
all
Well, and
these-
like those people that like, because
well, and at the time
especially when, like-
KRS-One was aiming to make this.
but that was like that,
Exactly,
like hip hop was a fucking baby. Like it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that was it was like a brand new thing,
yeah,
right? So
Yeah,
And
but
it-
just KRS-One had other people in that era that were better lyricists. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
for sure. I'm not saying he was the
like
best by any
Rakim, Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like these people had like crazy wordplay, crazy bar, and then you would have like the Run DMC and KRS-Ones that didn't. and then you would have the people that were kind of in between that, like Chuck D from Public Enemy, where he would be like kind of shitty flow because it would be kind of off, but the wordplay and what he was talking about was crazy. Like, I don't know.
But see, and that's the thing too, is like that's almost all they had at the time, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say all they had, but that's
It's
a lot
all they
of
knew
what they had was like I have to say the shit that makes the crowd understand,
it's
or like, you know what I mean?
the formula was at the time.
And it was just like, again, it's not like they could make like the beats and things that like we can make.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't have a DAW and shit.
Like
Like,
great digging and like finding like drum beats or like drops that they could use, you know.
They were very
literally like whip it back and forth.
Record it from a vinyl, add it in.
Yeah. So I mean, of course, you're like when you're doing shit like that, like like
it's true.
To be,
I was trying to look up a couple different
lyrics,
lyrics,
play and like all this other fancy shit that like.
But
nowadays
even too,
is part of hip hop, but wasn't back then.
I had like such a hard time.
It was, but like wasn't as important, I guess.
I guess I would have been 18, and I met, shout out my guy Stecky, and he was like, Joel Santana, fucking, like Dipset for life, you know, fuck, who else did he listen to, Lil Wayne, T.I., fucking Young Jeezy, all these people, right? But at the time, like, I'm 18, all I knew up to this point was like, what had already happened in hip hop, you know what I mean? Like, I listened to Wu-Tang and like shit like that, right? And then like Nas and whatever, but I listened to a lot of punk and shit like that too, right? So then like I go on tour with this guy and I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, yo, who's this guy with the weird ass voice? You know what I mean?
For Lil Wayne?
It's Lil Wayne, you know? Yeah. So I'd always be like, yo, like, put on that. Because after a while, I love the guy, right? So I'm like, yo, put on the guy with the crazy voice, man. Yeah. Like that Young Jeezy guy or whatever, you know? Yeah. Because I just had a group of names and a group of voices. And so I was just like, I had no fucking clue. Lil Wayne ended up becoming like, at one point, that's all I listened to, man. For like probably a year, that's all I listened to was Lil Wayne. Like I didn't put anything else on. Like, but anyways, yeah. So I would go and sit in his car, and we'd go for a drive, and I'd be like, "Fuck you, man." Then I bring my CDs. He's like, "No." Finally, he'd like. There's a couple times he let me put a CD in. I remember the one time it was Raekwon's. Raekwon. Anyways, I think it was like Only Built for Cuban. No, that's Ghostface Killer. Either way, whatever. I put on I put on the album. I'm like, yeah, cool. And I'm sitting there like, yeah.
No, that is Raekwon, actually.
And he's like, skip the, is it, yeah?
Yeah.
And he skips the thing. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck, you know? And he's like, well, fuck, like, I didn't like that song. I'm like, okay. Skips the thing. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, I didn't like that song. I'm like, yeah, like, you said you'd give me time to listen to my music. Let me listen to this shit, you know, whatever, right? Fuck, it wasn't too long later. He takes it out and puts it in his music. Like, yo, what the fuck, man? But I was so, like almost bullheaded, or like, you know what I mean? Like I was stubborn to be like, I don't even want it. And like, you know what I mean? I already have a whole bunch of these guys. I don't need them, you know? But then the thing is like, I fucking like got right into like, I have Young Jeezy CDs. I have fucking Lil Wayne CDs. I have fucking Joel Santana CDs. You know what I mean? Like I went right into it. So it's just like, I just all of a sudden switched. Was like, new music's okay, you know? So I still meet old heads like, this guy, actually I won't name him, but this guy, we had a conversation about it, right? And I was just trying to like tell him like, yo, like, but the thing is like it's different. Things are different now, right? Mm-hmm. So like yes, you want it to be lyrical and you want it to have that like boom,
boom bap,
you know, like, yeah. I'm like, I get it. I want that too, you know. But like, this is the way it is. This is what these people are making. And I'm not saying you have to accept it because it's there, but I'm just saying like, give it a chance. Listen to it 3 times just to be sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, oh wait, I kind of see where they're going with it. You know what I mean? Like I get the feel of it.
Yeah.
Because even then, like I said, I'd made a switch at that point to start listening to new music like Jewels and all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then like I had to make another switch where I'm like the SoundCloud, like you're saying, like that era, the SoundCloud era, where I had to make another switch where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this Juice WRLD thing, you know? Yeah. But now it's like fucking every other song comes on, it's Juice WRLD on my phone, you know? Yeah. So it's like, it's people are afraid of what they don't know too. And they're like, I already have this. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Why do I need that? And it's like, it's kind of a stubborn thing. But the thing is I think he even came on the show after we had this conversation. And the guy I'm speaking of, and I think he said, he brought it up and was like, yo, you're right. Like, yes, like you don't have to like it, but at the same time, like, give it a chance or whatever, right? And like, you know, again, like you don't have to like it and whatever, but there's so many other people that are liking it, right? And that doesn't make it good. It's just that it's like they're making it for that 3 million people, not like
Yeah.
or whatever. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody
Yeah.
doesn't have to love it. For
So
sure.
yeah, and so it's not like it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're doing it wrong. It's like, wow, like
Everybody has their lane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Everybody has their lane.
Would you consider it all still hip hop?
I just saw a thing the other day.
I
You
do
know?
consider it hip hop, yeah, but
Yeah.
I find like rap, like you know how like
Or like what's rap nowadays? Yeah, you
to
know.
me rap, I everyone has it different, but I'm pretty sure like for me I view it at least like rap itself is rhythm and poetry, so the Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, I
While
agree.
consider,
I'm the other way around, man.
I know.
See, I go rap is like fuck bitches and drive a big truck and fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's,
Yeah.
like kind of nonsense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just bragging and fucking
Right,
this and that, whatever. But then like
But that's why I
say
call it-
hip hop is like the fucking most deaf type shit, you know what I mean? Where it's like I'm
Yeah.
saying the shit and you're listening and
That's
you're
like the whole concept
another-
is that like hip hop is like I find like just the term hip hop already sounds like a very like popish term. So
Oh,
that's
yeah, I
why
guess.
that's where I get it. Like my brain just translated it that way for some reason.
Well, it's same with me. I just took that's the way I took it, but just because like, and I just was like, fuck it, that's the way I have to say it because it's like you have like a rapper is like, yo, I fucking
yeah.
spit rhymes and shit, right? But like a hip hop artist is like actually trying to make like tell you a story and shit, right? Or like trying to like give you information,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like a rapper is just like, I bought these things and I wear these things,
Right,
and I do this
okay,
thing
yeah,
and I fuck this thing and like I do this, you know, like I have a bunch of these and like, you know, it's just like bragging shit, you know. But at the same time though, you still have, I find people do the same, right? There's a guy saying that in one song, and 4 songs later on his album, he's like saying some real shit, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not like anyone that's specifically doing like more cultural, let's say, or whatever, like hip hop music
yeah.
is still gonna consider themselves a rapper, right?
Right.
Oh, it's true. Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like when you ask them, like, yeah, like I rap. That's what I do, right? And that's the thing, right? That's something that you do.
Yeah,
Hip hop
Right.
is a culture.
It's
It's
a
something that
culture,
was
yeah.
like
yeah. That's
grassroots, came from, you know.
that's a good way to
Yeah,
put it. Yeah.
That is true.
And there's many aspects to it, you know, more than just
Shout out aspects.
music too. It's like there's fashion that go with hip hop. I would say there's
That's
Yeah.
it,
there's
graffiti.
Yeah.
Graffiti,
I like how you put
yeah.
it though. It's a
Yeah.
it's a-
Skateboarding's
what'd you say?
part of
it.
It's culture. Yeah,
Yeah,
like that's so true.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Skateboarding has been incorporated in
skateboarding
like, the
for
hip-hop
sure. I would
arts.
say, yeah.
It's getting
Yeah.
there.
Punk and
and
hip-hop,
always
for
though too,
sure.
man. Because like I remember, like man, I would have been like, okay, I won't tell you how old I was, but it was like 24 years ago, 25 years ago, 26 maybe. And I remember going to the youth center. It was like a old school. Old school.
Old school,
Nice,
yeah.
nice. But it was a school at one point, and so the gym, like, so part of it, there was like a kindergarten class that they had like a pool table and couches and a big TV and shit, and then they had the gym was like a skate park and shit, right? And they do shows there and stuff on the Fridays and whatever. But anyways, I remember being there and like they had a big they had a bunch of big speakers that they'd pull out of the back room and they'd have like a cassette fucking deck or
Yeah.
whatever, right? And I remember there was always like it was rap or punk and shit, right? And I just remember always like thinking like, because also too we're I don't know if this is like just the
unified
90s
them.
or not, but like from Renfrew, like there was like skaters, you know what I mean? Like there was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
punks and there was like this and there was that and there
Yeah.
was skaters, you know? And I always felt like I just saw it like from myself is that like they were like the mash of both, you know what I mean? Like they'd be like long hair, like Nirvana or like punk rock or whatever, right? But then they'd also be like, "Suck my dick" when the song comes on, you know? Like
Yeah.
so I feel like so yeah, there's definitely a that has become part of it too, you know? But yeah, I like how you put that. It's a culture because there's way more
It's
to hip
different,
hop.
right? Yeah, rap
Absolutely.
is something
Way more to
you do. Hip-hop
fucking.
is-
Yeah, I remember I
Something
made a
that's
little chart when I was in high school dividing up like I called it, anytime I make like these charts, it's like those.
So you're one of those.
Yeah,
No, I'm
sometimes.
just-
I used to be. Like I was big on little charts. Even when I worked in the pharmacy, when I was coming up with my little theories, I'd be like, look, this is the spectrum. I would always tell it it's the spectrum. So like you look at the chart and it's like it's all divided into sections and shit.
Yeah.
So
Like a pie chart.
Yeah, I did. Pretty much. Well, not a pie chart. Like what are those called? A web chart?
Yeah, like
Where a bubble chart, where it's like a bubble and like with the lines and it
Web.
I think that's a web chart.
Yeah.
That's considered
web
a web
graph or something.
A web graph. Anyway, I used to really be big on making those because I find like it just simplified anything.
Brainstorming, man.
Absolutely, it's just
Pretty
visualization. That's how I focus and learn the best. Is seeing it,
so
writing
whenever
it
I was
out,
explaining one of my
seeing it,
weird ass theories, I would always do it that way.
Yeah, that's a funny way to say it, eh?
No, I thought that's what you're gonna say. Like, I usually focus on visualizing and I just thought about when I visualized.
Yeah.
Shout out to Appletons for making my lips do this.
Yeah, man. That's, it looks like an old bottle too, does it not? Like it looks like maybe not, I guess. But
8 years.
Isn't this what you got me for? Was it Christmas or birthday?
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking. Okay, I just have to say this. Speaking of Christmas and your birthday, watching the last episode that Savage James was on.
Yeah.
We talked about your birthday.
Okay. What time of year was it?
It was October, I think.
Okay.
I think it was October.
So my birthday was coming up.
Because I think it was October 10th, maybe. Because I gave a big speech about what day it was, and it was like my grandpa's birthday, and it was like my dad just got his hip out and shit or whatever, like his second hip. But so it was October for sure. But the reason why it came up is, and this, because you said,
did I have my thumb in a split?
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
Shit, okay.
But you just said like for Christmas or my birthday, and on that episode you talked about how like you didn't get like a Christmas present and a birthday present. It was just like, here's your present, you know what I mean, or whatever. And like I think I was going on talking about something like that.
Yeah.
And then you jumped in. You're like, yeah, well, actually, like and I was like, yeah, that's right. Shit.
That was always a thing for me.
Sorry, let's do that. So it's just funny that came up. You're like, oh, my birthday or Christmas. Like, oh yeah, because it's like so close.
That's what I mean. Shit. I can't remember which one it was. Like, which one it was. But it was one of them.
Oh shit, man. Also too, I said gangster shit a few times on that episode.
Gangster shit.
And I fucking made it a real
planting
thing,
seed, manifest it.
Gangster shit.
So man, you were talking about outside. Maybe you can share, maybe you don't want to share, but you're talking about outside. Sorry. You're talking about outside.
Lots of trials,
some ups and downs, and some shit over the last year and stuff. So
yeah,
if you want to talk about it, bring me to the beginning.
The beginning.
Well, we had COVID and shit for like a hot minute, so we were like just getting over COVID last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Around this time, type shit.
I would definitely say it was a lot of things going on in my life, like a lot of like deaths and breakups in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So like I'd probably say, R.I.P. my boy Dip Black.
Absolutely.
That one hit me really hard.
Rest in peace.
And I went through a relationship with a narcissist, and that also kind of brought me down. So basically, moral of the story is when your willpower is down, I find bad energy seems to kind of push you down even further. So when you're in a low state like that, you really need to get your spirits up, and once you get your spirits up, you get out of it. So I've somehow managed to, by just like persevering, just doing day by day, trying to kick it back, making sure I don't overdo myself, you know. Like for instance, implementing a workout or a light workout helped. Like so, even if you don't work out, just doing a couple push-ups and sit-ups, you feel like
just
your
get your blood flowing, man.
We just had this conversation with Express when he was here.
Exactly. Get your blood flowing. Yeah.
It helps your mental health like crazy.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah. Good for you, man.
Once you discover these things, you get over that quote-unquote that hump, and you get past that.
Yo, I actually saw a thing today.
That's great.
And it was like a lion chasing like these two like oxes or cows or some shit.
Yeah.
So he's chasing them, and they get up onto the road, and the one like turns around, and like you see that they're like scared running away. But then like once he gets up on the road and he's like higher than the fucking lion, he like turns around, he just like stands there. It's not like he runs towards her.
It's over, Anakin.
Stands there and stares at him. and the fucking lion like cowers down, and then the fucking cow like stomps towards him a couple times, and the lion takes off, right? So what they said was, fear is a reaction.
Absolutely.
Bravery, or no, they said courage is a choice.
Yeah, I
And
would
was
totally
like, yo,
agree
that's
with
crazy.
that.
But what you're saying, like how you said it there, just made me think like it's like you know, you have low willpower, shit's beating you down, you're like, fuck this, whatever, you know. But like,
Yeah.
to like be like fuck it and face that shit and be like fuck it,
Yeah.
just keep going through shit.
That's
I feel
courage.
like that's the same. That's
Absolutely,
courage. It's a choice to make
it's
or
a
whatever.
choice.
I feel like you
Right.
sound like you made that choice.
Yeah.
You pretty much, that's probably one of my favorite words is willpower. Like,
Yeah.
I love that because, like, it
The
shows,
power of will.
it literally means infinite possibilities in a sense, you know what I mean?
It
Yeah,
can,
oh.
absolutely can, right? You know,
'Cause
with,
if all of a sudden you want to start doing something,
Yeah.
but you don't believe in yourself, then you're not going to do
exactly.
it. But somebody who has nothing could believe in themselves on something and get themselves something
Yeah.
out of it.
'Cause if you don't believe it, that's what the reality is, you know? If
Yeah.
if you believe in something, you will be taking action to move forward towards that. If you already have accepted defeat, right? You're not going to be doing anything about it, so it will not come into your life. You know what
No.
I mean? Like,
I saw a quote from Nas like today. I just saw it today
From Nas.
that relates to this exact conversation.
yeah.
But can anybody guess the problem? I forget it, man.
Really,
Forget it.
shit.
So you know what? I know where the thing is.
Yeah.
It's like on a picture of Nas on a thing. I'll take a picture of it. I'll send it to you. Send it to you guys. And you guys can all be like, oh, that's what happened 36 minutes in
yeah.
when he said that.
great.
Shit.
But yeah, so I only break up that conversation to say, man, if I could tell you that fucking saying or that quote, you'd be like, wow.
R.I.P. to the quote.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if you actually could have
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
know,
be waiting for that.
delivered.
But it's something like,
You just like to hear the sound of your own voice. I don't know. It's all
oh, for
good.
sure, yeah. No, it's something like, but basically it's similar shit. It's talking about like, you know, how people say like if you're comfortable, like, you're not doing it right. You know,
Yeah,
like you gotta make
yeah.
yourself uncomfortable. It's like kind of like
You gotta
that.
be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's something about like, you know,
Boom.
doing the things
Yeah.
you
true, man.
It is.
Yeah, big time.
It's
But,
the only way you grow and learn, for sure.
But
Put
you're
yourself out
back
there.
on the horse.
Back on the
Fucking-
horse.
You
Freshly single.
got anything
loving
coming
life.
out or what? I know you said the studio's been far and few between for a minute.
Yeah, due to all the trials and tribulations, it's kind of kept me away from making music.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
necessarily still,
Oh, shit.
like, not trying to put my name out. Like, for instance, I've still been able to do, like, shows. Shout out to Freddie Fame from T.O., because he's been
Yeah, that's
hooking me
right.
up with a lot of shows recently.
You did one for him here too?
I've done 2 shows for him since, like, meeting him.
Okay.
And I was invited to go do one in Toronto for a full weekend.
Yo, shout out Freddie Fame, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, shout out Freddie. And I'm actually due to get one. There's one going to be in Ottawa upcoming June.
Okay.
I did one
Sick.
for him too. Radio Onyx?
Yeah,
Was that it?
Radio Onyx.
Yeah, and every single time, it's mostly like profit free. Like there's no profit
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
Like I basically am meeting artists from TO every single time.
Yeah.
So like I probably added like at least 20 to 30 people last time, because when I went to his show, the first time that I did a show with him, it was basically me, maybe 7 to 9 other artists from Ottawa, and the rest were from like Toronto, Brampton area, like
Yeah, yeah.
anywhere in the GTA, plus like a few people from like Cornwall or random shit. But
Yeah.
pretty much there was only 10 of us from Ottawa, and there was 100 people at this show, 100 performers.
Holy
Wild.
shit,
Holy
really?
Yeah, we each got a 5-minute segment.
Okay.
So you perform
Shit.
like two and a half songs, you know.
Where was this?
This one was not at Cafe de Cuff. It was at a bigger
It was
venue.
not there.
Yeah.
No, it's because the
Bigger,
last
yeah.
one that I was at was Cafe
Yeah,
de Cuff.
yeah.
I remember. But yeah,
Shit.
no, that was actually a big show in the sense that there was like 100 people there, man. It was actually,
yeah, it's a big show.
it was super fun, man.
Damn.
And yeah, I performed, and every single time I perform, I usually have like some kind of item that I give to the crowd.
Yeah, right.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses, Monopoly money with spliffs. In
Yeah.
this case, as kind of a joke, because the artists were from Toronto, I gave everybody water pistols.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
Toronto, gang. But
That's
anyway, it was
hilarious.
pretty funny because the owners saw me with the bag of water pistols, and he's like, yo, you can't fill these out and give them out. And I'm like, okay, well, can I give them out empty? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I had 12 water pistols, or
Yeah.
no, I give out 13 and I keep one, so I had 14.
Right.
And I gave out everybody water pistols. Whatever they did with them after, that's not on me. I gave them empty.
People pouring their drinks in it.
But
Yeah.
my own
Can I get a
obviously had water, and every single time I saw like a girl like twerking or some shit, I'd spray her butt or some
Sure,
shit.
yeah.
And there was just this
Target.
one guy, and he's standing next to me, and he just looks at me, and he's just like, foul.
Wow.
And then I just like go like this. I'm like, no, savage.
Oh shit, that's hilarious.
That was actually a fun time.
So do you have any shows coming up? You said you were doing one in Toronto, but you didn't go, or it didn't work
No,
out?
this was in the midst of a lot of like situation, like post breakup,
Yeah.
things at work happening. Like there was just and a lot of mental health issue shit. So at the time I couldn't reach. But shout out to Freddie for being on top of everything. This guy's amazing. He hooked me up with an upcoming show in June.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, so
Sick.
this June is gonna be happening.
it's
Yeah,
good too.
yeah.
Like you said, for the networking and shit too. You meet all these people. Like
Yeah, it's
the
huge.
one that I performed
Hey, I
at, there
love
was Adrian. Shout out Adrian. He actually, you know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
He actually participated in the Gold Bars
That's
challenge,
right.
and on the
His
episode,
was
the
dope.
last episode that he was
I
on.
believe he was in one of these shows.
But the last episode that Savage James was on, we were showing him the Gold Bar and
Oh,
telling
yeah?
him to like go and compete, and he was like, I don't compete.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, so yeah,
Crazy.
Adrian, shout out Adrian. He
Yeah,
was
man.
there, and that's how I met him. He's from Toronto.
Yeah,
Or
he was
stays
at
out in
the
Toronto.
he was
But-
at the show.
But then there was a guy there too. He was from Montreal. I was like, oh, cool. He came from Montreal. I guess he did like Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, and like something else, Kingston or something maybe or whatever. But he did all of them, right? And I guess like you said, like he went to fucking go meet all these people and like hang out and shit, right?
Yeah.
So he gets to meet artists from the different city and shit. So I didn't, and then people get to see who he is too, right?
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
Yeah, I believe it was the first Freddie show that I met him, and I met a few like other artists from TO that night. So like I have them on IG and shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty random. Sometimes because you get drunk sometimes, you know, and you wake up the next day and you're like, what the hell? How many new followers
Yeah.
and how many people am I following now? What? I
Yeah.
love it.
What are you looking to get out of this music thing over the next little while? You know what I mean? Like you
I'm
just
gonna
want to make some
be-
music, or you want to you have a goal set or something?
I want to start making some like new tracks. I want to make more of like concept style music, so that way like it actually is more artistic. Cause like I find like I've been recently making like a few kind of like more trap style or
Okay.
etc. type of music, and I don't know. A lot of people know me not to be like that, and like the only reason why I was doing these styles is because I loved it at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was intrigued by it, and I liked that format, so I started to kind of inhibit that format in my music. So now I find I've matured a lot more in the past couple years. I've gone through some shit. There's more things, more stories that I gotta tell. So with concept songs, I can get stories told
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
yeah, true.
instead of just mentioning like one bar in a trap song.
Yeah.
Versus like an entire song that mentions a story.
Yeah, it gets
True,
the
and
point
that's
across.
kind of like that lyrical over
exactly. Yeah.
over
Beats and vibes.
melodical
Yeah,
type shit
exactly.
or whatever. But yeah, so I don't know what you said that made me think of this, but you want to spit some bars for the kid?
Oh boy, put on anything.
Oh
Whatever you got.
yeah.
Put on anything.
Anything
I know you
he
guys
says.
have copyright issues in certain beats and stuff, but
Oh, we'll be all right.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tino
you
was in the
got-
building. James Collins cares is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, man.
My bad.
Just yelling at people, man.
We got back to him.
James Caan?
James Collins.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said James Caan. I was like,
James
oh
Caan.
shit.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
you know
James Caan. No, James Caan, yeah.
Who's
I
he?
don't, The actor.
I don't know
James
what that
Caan?
You don't know James Caan?
means. I probably do if you show me a picture.
Have you seen The Godfather?
Godfather.
The Godfather?
The first one.
Yeah. I mean, like
The brother that got shot up by
Yeah,
like,
you wouldn't. You lost me. Yeah.
Yo, can you grab that mic right here and
This
just
one?
like no, like the one that Styles is
I'm
grabbing.
gonna grab it. Wait one sec. I got it. No. Okay.
Yeah, you got
Nice.
it.
I just had to figure out the math.
Just give me a little Mikey check through that.
Mic check, mic check.
Oh, it's beauty.
Mic check.
All right, so I'm just gonna I guess I'll pick a beat and
Yeah, if you're not feeling it, just say next.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
all right.
Excited,
Get
man.
it.
I'm excited.
I'm a lit. Shout out to marijuana being like the best plant that ever existed.
Yeah.
They all say.
Except for pussy. That's the best flower that ever existed.
We about beats.
Hey. Let's see this. Hit the next on that.
Next, all right. Let's try this one.
Ooh, this sounds like I can do some future shit. She wanna party like she from LA. She told me that she wanna fucking play. She wanna roll around with me all day. While I was smoking up like Dr. Dre. I fuck her leaving awkward lay. I know that I done told her on the lay. Hey. I don't parlay Francais, but I be off the deck. Don't pay respect, but I show that I just made my brain go intellect mode. I switch up. What you don't know about that, that's done that ever since the beginning set up. Don't really care, cause I know that I've been doing that ever since I revved up. New engine like it was a new whip. Don't really give a fuck, cause I got new drip. People wanna tell me that I came all equipped, but I wanna tell them that I'll be off for the hit like a gunslinger. What you gonna do, great digger? Like a cemetery RIP to the people that dead to me, like you wanna be. What you saying for you say? I just made her wanna say. Yeah, let's switch up this beat.
It's evil.
It's very emo, huh?
No, evil.
Evil?
Yeah.
I find I can probably do some bars to this one. You can sit back and fucking hella hate. Looking at the fucking heaven gates I elevate. I just set it straight like I gotta set a date. Look at the calendar, it's the caliber that breaks the weight. I don't really wanna say I'm like Alexander the Great, but I be up on top of mine, trying to get in the state, trying to sip on fine wine. You can call it crushed grapes. I don't wanna say that I can fucking escapade, like I can hop inside an Escalade escapades and do a fucking rave with a bitch that's the hottest babe. And I can go and do this like it was the fucking wave, like I'm inside the fucking Sen Stadium. Let me pay no fucking ticket. I'm repping the fucking shit, no crickets, and that's okay because I'm vivid like my dreams are living. And I don't wanna say that I was fucking sitting back, but tonight we sipping Appletons, not the yak. I'm sipping bomb sacks, I'm like a wombat. I might kick your ass like Johnny Cage Mortal Kombat. MK to Yuko, I mean to UK. Been doing that shit and I got vision just like Blu-ray. I've been doing it for 1 hour in 2 days. That's faster than the Flash running off a toupee. You wanna rip it off like Trump? What you do say is I don't give a fuck because we sipping like a bottle of Douce. Who's they? Just an average fucking cat. Well, I can tell you right now that you just a fucking cabbage patch. And I was doing that ever since I was a back. I mean that I was on the fucking estapade attack. Where the mic at, it's coming right back, just like a boomerang. And I don't really give a fuck like two I hang. I mean my testicles, my vision's like a reticle. You fuck with me, you're gonna need attention that is medical. I sipped the bottle, I fucked the bitch that was a model. At least an IG one and I had fun, I had my throttle. I fucking pushed through like it was a fucking Monte Carlo. And I don't really give a fuck, she was a hot tamale. She made me wanna fucking call her mommy, she called Poppy. But that's okay because I fucked her in a hotel lobby. She gave me sloppy Tommy, then she called me Bobby
because you know it is my world, and now I'm popping off like propane got me. I'm got you playing like Crosby, but this ain't no hockey. I got 2 sticks, a huge dick, you know you mock me, but I don't really wanna say that you can start a boxing, because I kick you like jiu-jitsu, you know it's boxing. But I know that I got the new thing, a new ring, and I don't really give a fuck because my mind is cluing into some new interesting things, like I got 2 things to bring, but I don't really give a fuck. I hurt like a sting, I mean the fucking legacy that you heard from Ye. He fucking had to do that shit like y'all don't wanna fucking play. Reminisce like whenever you wanna miss a diss the way that these people wanna say that they just fucking missed the day that they used to do that, and I just might christen you because I gotta fucking get you coupled here sniffing glue like you need some more drugs and medications. I've been doing that since Lil Wayne's dedication. There ain't no replication. I just wanna say that I get respiration when I'm running with this fucking gas. Wanna hit the patients? Yeah, the doctor got me doing Dr. Dre shit like Eminem, like it was back in the day. 03 or 05, maybe 06. My motherfucking mind is on some old tricks. You know I know shit. My motherfucking mind is prognosis. I divide it like osmosis. There ain't no way you smoking on this potent. Old school.
Man, it goes hard too. Hey,
Try another one.
You like this shit. I can tell you love doing this shit, man.
What?
I can feel it.
Coming up with the fucking.
I can feel it.
I like
Even this one
fucking-
part, I don't know what you said. I tried to remember the whole time what you said.
I don't even
But there was a part where it was like, like there was a drum roll, and you're like, the bucket, like it's just like,
I love playing with the beat like that.
yeah, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey.
Fire Savage James in the building.
In the building, I came and killed him. I'm like a villain. I'm always ice cold. I'm always chillin'. I'm always chillin' like I'm Kodak Black. I'm a super gremlin, leaving motherfuckers store thunder trembling. Don't give a fuck 'cause I'm up on the shit, and I'm telling you that I'm the triple X sit, and that would mean that I just might spit on your motherfucking bitch like I just want clit. Yeah, just call me the clit master. Don't really care 'cause I spit shit faster. One of the best fucking rappers. White skin, so they call me cracker. Don't even give a fuck. Half Italian and I'll slap you. I don't really give a fuck 'cause I know that I banged a bitch. Yeah, I don't want the clap, bruh. So I had to double rap that tap tap. No doubt that I had to snap, bruh. I don't really care 'cause she had that fish pussy. Yeah, I called it red snapper. Ate it like sushi still. No doubt that I popped the pill right after. Call to make the right chapter. Don't give a fuck 'cause you know that I am the shit, but I'm on the crapper. That's that toilet. Aluminum foil it. Yeah, I boil it. Yeah, I state it. I don't give a fuck 'cause you know I ain't restraining. Yeah, I'm off of the top of the brain, and this is for your entertainment. Every single time like I'm doing my thing, and I don't really give a fuck. I'll be staining on this bitch, but I'm off of the brain. It's insane how I'm chaining off of these raps just like a link. Y'all wanna look at me and give me a stink. Well, you know I pry in your mind. Well, I don't really care 'cause I'm one of a kind, and I shoot shit just like a motherfucking 9 RE7. Y'all wanna play? That would mean I'm in the motherfucking village when I pillage your shit every single fucking day. Looking for the gold, you get clay. I don't give a fuck 'cause I've been my way ever since I was 6. No doubt that I spit my shit while I'm counting my sticks just like it was Nightmare on Elm Street. People wanna kill that shit. I ain't give a fuck 'cause you know that I do my thing, and I always have that urge, and I feel like I'm about to call myself Google the way that I just search for these words. I stand really tall like the Addams Family. Where the fuck lurch? Y'all know that I keep that shit standing while I keep you sleep like the Sandman. Every single time that I spy and demand it, no doubt that I'm gonna leave you landed just like a plane or maybe jets. I don't give a fuck 'cause I never gon' sweat except for the shirt makes me sweat. Is that a fucking threat to the way that it brings the heat just like Miami? Gotta give me trophies, call it a Grammy. Don't give a fuck 'cause I banged your nanny. Had Pat Smith just like Granny. I know that I'm on top. People say that I'll drop. I ain't really give a fuck. Middle fingers only for bitches and cops. Yeah, I gotta do it, yeah, cause I don't really care, 'cause I can bring this thing like I'm about to do it like Johnny Knack, so I can do some tricks, but this ain't the ringer. You can call me demented, I don't care 'cause I know I keep it suspended. Got that weed and it's always fermented. Gotta tell you that I'm always so splendid. Every good time when I go and rev it, hop aboard. People gon' tell me that I brought a sword, cause a war. I ain't give a fuck, I have a lot of fucking scores. That's the way when you got some bars like it was a fucking bit of titty boy. Big old titties, big old bitties. Never really like that, all chitty. Got me coughing. That's the weed. What you doing is I'm running through, and I can tell you that I'm like a fucking steed. Mustang, bust bang. Every single time that I trust man, I ain't give a fuck 'cause you know that I'm with the cuss gang, and we say fuck man, and I don't really care 'cause I feel like Bruce Wayne. Got that shit like I am Batman. No doubt that I come from the Badlands. People gon' tell me that I am a Grand Slam, but you know I'm like Aubrey Graham. Damn. Oh yeah, that would mean I'm like Drake, but I kick your spleen. Got me stretching like a limousine. Got you spilling like Listerine. That would mean that I'm so fresh like Bel Air with a Will Smith. I just wanna tell you that I just wanna be like I'm gonna kill kids, just like Anakin. Have you panicking, standing still like a fucking mannequin. No doubt that I be fucking franticing. You can call me fucking Ian Flanagan, Gallagher. I don't wanna shoot like Gallagher. Shit like you had to, bruh. I be straight out of Canada. I have to call the fucking janitor, cause I keep on fucking sweeping beats. People tell me that I keep complete. That's okay because I skate on beaches and I leave the sheets and I'm all dressed every single time like I'm on a breast. I ain't give a fuck cause I must confess, man, I smoke weed, yes, I'm always blessed. Just like a Rastafarian, yeah, I eat the meat, no wait, that's a vegetarian, which you just can't compete. People gonna tell me that I got the big D, no doubt that I just had to see. Like vitamin D at the bottle, I'm pushing it off and I know where to go. That beat was fun.
Yeah.
Switched up. Did you see? I didn't even know there was a switch up in the
I
beat.
didn't know. I didn't know any of these beats.
that
I
was
just throw
fire.
them on and
That was
see what happens.
As
insane.
soon
was
as my
fire.
ears catch that switch,
Oh, man,
I had
you
to switch
hit
the
it.
flow on that.
Yeah.
You hit it, man. Oh,
I would consider myself like a human metronome.
fucking fire, man.
I can
Fire.
rap to like jazz. I can rap to fucking
Yeah.
country music. If there
but
was
like-
country music, I'd be like,
Oh, you covered
gonna
it all.
do this like I'm with John Wayne, smoking on a good strain. Got a girl, give me brain.
Yeah.
You know, some random
Shit.
shit.
But I feel like you hit it all, man. You were like you know, you got the multis and stuff. You got the rhymes with stuff that don't rhyme together, but make them rhyme together. You had you know what I mean? Like you hit it all, and then there was even the like,
Damn right.
you know, when you like say a line and there's not enough room for that one word, but then you start the next line with that word. So then it's not only the end of that sentence, but the start of this one.
Yeah.
You like
Yeah.
hit one of those too, like you know what I mean? Like you're just like
That's
this. I
learning
was
from
good.
like the pros. Like I'd say people like Big L's freestyles and like
Oh yeah, Big L, yeah.
Like, all these
well, he
people-
was like, well, yeah, he was sick of freestyle too.
so like
But he was the same too. Like he understood the beat. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the same like
exactly.
you're saying. But shit, man. No, I lost my train of thought. Shit, no, it's fire.
Just created an earthquake.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, that was sick, man. Sick. Rap
uh,
segment for Giaudio.
I was gonna say something, man, but it was gonna be
Shout out
awesome.
for the audio. Thank you. That was
Say it later.
Yeah, man, no, it was our
thank you. Holy
pleasure.
shit,
Yeah,
man.
that was our pleasure.
That was
Shit.
fucking-
Thank you.
That was insane, man.
It's too fun. I love it. It's like the funnest thing in the world, bro.
Oh yeah, and then he hits the fucking country thing too.
Yeah.
Like shit, man.
Don't you want her James? Cause she just want my chain, but she still give me brain.
Hey. Hey.
Oh
She told me
shit.
that her name was Mary Jane. I'm like, come get in rain. Some stupid shit. Yeah,
shit,
like
man,
if people are
that's-
playing guitar like at a campfire, I would do stuff like that, like where I might just like sing along to them.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, just fuck
Yeah, my
around.
buddy used to play guitar and sing, but he would just make it all up, like whatever was going on. And and I'll be honest, man, I said the same type of shit on the last show. Just saying like rapping about the somebody's shirt, and then you know what I mean, like this guy's putting the microphone down, and like you know what I mean, like shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And,
right.
like
just what's
just like
happening.
in the moment or whatever. But yeah, I was not really good at that.
we
I
got
still
we got
do
a
that.
Chuck Dale in the comments here.
Chuck Dale, gang,
Yeah.
gang.
He said Styles. Yo, it's CJ.
Oh my guy, yo,
From
it's
Whatnot.
fucking Charles, man.
Yeah.
It's my guy. Yo, this guy. Okay, so we are going to have this guy on the show. This guy has my name tattooed on
Oh
him.
yeah, this is the guy.
He
He
also
has your name tattooed on him.
yeah, Styles the
How the
Prophet.
fuck did that? Okay,
Um,
like I want to know how that came about.
And then he also has at 4G Audio Podcast on his arm as well. He tattooed it on himself. But I will say, man, the guy is a fucking legend in his own right,
Sounds
man.
like it.
He does like whatnot stuff, like it's like auctions and stuff, but like killing it, man, killing it. But yeah, check him out though. CEJAY239 on Whatnot. If you have Whatnot, check him out. Because he, like I said, he doesn't fire shit. He was literally tattooing his people's names on him.
Yeah.
So like, I'm telling you, he does fire shit. And then like I bought some shit from him, and some little prizes and stuff, you know, whatever. And then he just says he's gonna keep throwing stuff in. And I think there might even be some candy in my fucking deal too.
Yeah,
That was not even part of the deal. So either way,
Can't go wrong there.
fucking right. Is it Chuck Dale? That's funny.
Chuck Dale.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
man.
yeah,
Shout out
CJ,
to
I get
Chuck.
it now. But no,
Yeah.
yeah, seriously stand-up guy, man. I believe he drank 4 Red Bulls in the time that I was watching.
Damn.
I watched
That
him
would
for
give me a heart attack.
I watched him for a few minutes, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I watched him like all night one night, and then like the next day got up and like watched him again.
Kept watching, yeah.
Like won some shit, and like bought some
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like whatever.
It's awesome.
Shit. But yeah, so I'm still
Doing
waiting
it.
for that. I actually got a package yesterday or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I fucking rushed home, grabbed it, and it was like, nah, that's not it.
Yeah.
But it's coming. I know it is. But yeah, I'll show everybody. I got some comic books on the way and shit. Got a slab and stuff. Yo, I see this guy here. He's ripping up the fucking magic card for the fucking
Hey, man,
filter.
I'm a nerd. Born and
Yeah.
raised, bro.
Nerd wouldn't rip that up, man.
What saves loneliness as a child is video games and imagination. So trust me, Magic Cards was on the menu. And this is a valueless card. So because I'm a stoner and a gamer, perfect filter.
Perfect filter.
Hey, sometimes I
It's
throw
true,
in
though.
the occasional creature and I'm like, fucking goblin.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I'm gonna get you roasted.
Oh shit, man. What do we got here?
Well,
Yo, you got the thing? Some of those?
I got some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. You may have answered some questions on the
yeah,
show last
man.
time, but this time
There'll
we
be a
got
couple
something different for
different
you.
ones.
Okay, sick.
A couple.
How long is your penis?
Yeah.
For the ladies.
Yeah.
always
Bisho wrote that one.
I always say the same
asking for
answer.
him. Yeah.
Above average.
There
It's the best
ladies.
answer
Shit.
possible.
Now you know, man.
Who from the city inspires you?
From
From
the
with
city,
who's doing their thing in the city that that you kind of look up to or
Could be a baker,
inspired by.
musician.
Well, my boy Dip, before he passed, like
Rest
he
in
was
peace.
For
he
real,
was
man.
probably one of my biggest inspirations in this city, in the sense that like his drive was like beyond anybody's I've seen. Like
Yeah.
this guy would be in the studio every single chance he got. Not any chance, but every single chance he got.
Yo, I forgot what episode. It might have been his episode that he was on. We called Quest 2.
Yeah.
I believe it was that episode, but
It was.
Quest gives this fucking this tells this story or whatever. I was gonna say gives a speech. He tells a story about how like something crashed, like he didn't have like a certain piece, whatever, like interface or some shit, whatever. And he's like, fuck, we can't record, whatever. He's like, Dip showed up the next day or that night or whatever with the thing he needed. It was like, here, let's record, because he was like that,
that's awesome,
like
man.
Oh
fucking-
yeah, he was
that
on
driven,
point
you
with
know?
that.
yeah.
Who would you like to work with in the city for like a collab?
I've always been more
solo guy?
solo artist. Like
Yeah.
the only people that I've ever really collabed with was an artist in he now lives in Toronto, but he's a Zimbabwe artist named
Okay.
Kaijo, and he was
What
the
is
only
it?
Kaijo.
Kaijo. Okay.
Shout out Kaijo, he's
Yeah.
my
Shout out,
boy.
gang.
One of his first recording experiences was with
Still got the space case?
yeah.
Sorry,
bro.
man. I just noticed. I got fucking ADD, man. It gets worse as the show goes
Primo,
on, man.
very primo. Anyway, so basically, I brought him to Tino's
I found
studio.
mine. I found mine.
Okay.
And yeah, so
Sorry.
I've made a track with him, and who else did I work with? I worked with another one of my boys, my boy Sam. He didn't really technically go by an artist thing at the time, but shout out
Okay.
to Sam. We actually made a couple tracks with Bromar.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, bro. I think
Yeah.
we showed one on the show last time.
Yeah,
Or maybe 2 of them.
and then they do have their DJ Flip tags
Yeah.
on them, so that's
Yeah.
pretty clutch.
Yeah.
I should have actually put like produced by DJ Flip inside the title,
for
so
sure.
that way when somebody looks up that in Spotify, it would have been more connections on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
Like,
sure.
I
You can still
probably
change
edit
it
it.
still, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. And the thing is, it'll like bump it too, right?
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
Like it'll show, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it might be irrelevant now because it was like a year ago or whatever, you know what I mean? Like time ago. But if you like change it, I'm pretty sure it like bumps it up. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
So I'd probably say if I probably want to more collab with probably singers, if there's singers out there
Okay.
that want to collab. Because like I find like I don't have that type of ability unless it's been augmented by auto tune, and even
Yeah.
then it still requires work. You know what I mean?
So you rather do most of it yourself unless it's something you
Yeah.
can't do.
That's why, like, for instance, like, I have been incorporating more singing in, like, my more past songs. It's
Yeah.
because of that. Because, like, I wanted to show that range, and I want to include that range and have that range myself.
True.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Right
Fuck
on.
yeah. If I can do some
Fuck
Trippy Red
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Trippy Red, nice. My
Yeah.
I
kid-
love Trippy Red was an inspiration on
Yeah?
some like
I like
doing the like that shit
Okay,
like that.
yeah.
Same with
some candy, yeah.
before that was Fetty Wap.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
Okay.
saw Fetty Wap.
Yeah, we did.
in concert.
16, 17, baby.
Yeah.
1738.
17, 38.
Um,
that was inspiration.
Remy boys.
Yeah.
Do you think artists can become successful staying in the city? Or do you think that in order to become, take it to that next level or to reach, fame, I guess? Or do you think you should leave the city?
There should be a unity
Yeah.
where people that are making music in the city can figure out, all right, if we do this all together, we have like this person, kind of like what Drake does in the sense of like
Yeah.
Drake's team is like Drake. So when people say Drake, it's kind of like the Power Rangers when they create that giant.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, right.
It's and I just fucking quoted a song from him, MGK. So whenever we saw MGK, he said they came out with a band and everything, and he's like, "We are Machine Gun Kelly."
Yeah.
And it's like them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even too, in that same instance, it's like, yo, man, hey, fucking, instead of me fucking clawing you down so that I can get up, fucking, why not let you have it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then fucking, we're on the same team, right? So then in the future, just because you got a step ahead of me or you're on the magazine or whatever, right? There's a chance that in the future I'm on the magazine because I'm beside you. You know what I mean? Then it's like, yo, who's that guy? Oh, now
Yeah.
we're both getting it, right? So if at the moment it calls for this, okay, yeah, fucking right, my guy. You know what I mean? And then it's like, all right, cool. And not that you're doing it for your own benefit, but at the same time, it's a team thing, right?
Yeah.
Yo, you made it.
And it
Fucking,
benefits
all right,
the
cool.
team at
And then
the
you're
end
like,
of the
hey, look
day.
at that guy, you know? And it's like, and then I'm like, hey, look at that guy, you know? And then it just goes on further. And now the team or the name Savage James is that team.
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
whatever, right? And I see that, and I only really noticed it with like I said, Machine Gun Kelly was like, we are Machine Gun Kelly. Why would he say that? He's Machine Gun Kelly. Like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Me,
it's
it was Drake. Because the way I saw Drake is everybody hates on Drake because they say his lyrics are written and there's OVO 40 who makes his beats and then he's got
his lyrics were written before.
Yeah, exactly.
By Wayne and shit.
So that's the thing is he is almost like the puppet, but the perfect puppet.
Yeah,
But,
he is the business.
It's not even a diss to him in a sense. It's more like you are the perfect person to be in the spotlight with all of the additives that make that spotlight brighter.
That's it. Yeah.
So basically, my thing is, it's if we found even me, if I wasn't the artist that is in the spotlight, I would like to be somebody behind the scenes that is helping this artist, the one that is gonna get us out.
Yeah. Well, and you see it a lot in hip hop too, though, where look, man, so many times I see somebody in a bunch of rap videos, I'm like, yo, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Boom, fucking, a couple years later, it's like, oh, it's Gunplay or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, I know this guy. He's from the guy I saw in all the videos. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Oh, it's fucking, fucking DJ fucking Drama or whatever, and you would just see them and then find out later, oh, that's this guy, right? But you could see that they're there as part of the team, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gunplay was there with Rick Ross and shit, doing their thing, making the videos and shit. Probably fucking, he might even ran and got him coffee and shit, whatever, right? But then now he's like, yo, it's fucking your time, release your shit, because he was with Maybach Music Group as well too and shit. But yeah, no, and that's actually a good way to be about it. It's just sad that sometimes it turns into a dog-eat-dog world, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. For
Is
real.
it not fucking pie to go around anyway? Sorry, B-Show.
Oh shit! Wow.
I keep interrupting. No fucking. You guys just go ahead, man.
Chatterbox. Hi, can I take your order?
Well, actually, the last question on here is very much kind of what you've already asked him, but it's where would you like to see yourself at the end of the summer?
At the end of the summer?
Yeah. No.
Pockets full, belly full, balls empty.
There you go. I like
it. Balls empty.
How about that?
Shit, man. Well, that's the last
Amen.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Unless you want to run the old school shit again, but
No,
Either
you
way.
did that, right? You
Yeah,
did the
he's
lightning round
done it.
last time?
Yes.
Pizza taco
Yeah.
shit, yeah. All right. Well, did you do the book? Was the book on there then?
The book might not have been on there. Would
Alright.
you rather lose your wallet or lose your phone? We could just throw a couple at him.
My wallet or my phone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's supposed to be a quick round one or no?
Yeah.
Oh,
First
God
thought.
Damn. All right, I guess I'll go with phone.
Phone. If you could eat free from a restaurant for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'd say Indian food, but after this morning, no. Next.
I had a bad experience.
Would you rather have $1 million or 1 million followers?
Dollars.
Take the money, bro.
Ching, ching.
My man.
I do something with that money.
Chitty, ching,
Yeah.
ching.
What was the one that you've been asking?
It's funny because I just remembered it like 30 seconds ago. and I
Yeah,
forget
that's
now.
solid. Oh shit.
No.
Is it the
the baby one?
taste?
It's
Yeah,
the
the
baby
baby.
one,
Ah,
baby one.
okay, it's the baby one. I
So
keep
actually,
thinking
this
it's
is
the-
Jonesy's question.
I guess I was the first one to introduce this question.
Yeah. Okay. So, would you rather slap a baby and no one ever knows about it, or you don't slap a baby and everyone thinks you slapped the baby?
I'd rather not slap a baby. And,
Everyone
And-
thinks you did.
yeah, because by answering this question, by saying I'd slap the baby and no one knows about it, everybody knows about it. You like that?
That is pretty true, actually.
Right, but I mean, it's
But-
right?
Yeah,
So like,
but it's like you walk upstairs and no one ever knows. Like we saw it, but we forget. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
have
Men
a
in Black.
loophole to that question. If a baby's not breathing when they come out from birth, if you
You're supposed to slap them
get
anyways to fucking get them. But
Yeah, get them to cry.
this
Yeah.
baby was born 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, now the hypothetical goes all
Yeah.
crazy as soon as I
Yeah.
start bending it too, huh? What is this, Inception?
Yeah.
Shit, it's like that kid with the
Yeah,
fucking-
just box you in.
the.
The
Would
Hawaiian
you
guy.
rather leave your kid with these
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
sweaty guys with fucking
Yeah.
Needles and
wife
shit,
beaters and like
needles.
and or like with these women,
Yeah.
these nice ladies.
These
Yeah.
nice ladies that are well dressed.
You just
like,
set it
are
up.
really good at taking care of kids. Of course, that's what I'm gonna choose.
Yeah.
So I see how every time you throw something at me, I change it, but we're just setting the boundaries. So you slapping the baby or not, man?
Pardon?
Are you slapping the baby or not?
Oh, I
said
said
no.
no.
Definitely
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
Okay, okay. I,
exactly.
I thought you were like teetering. Okay, yeah.
Trying to get him to go the other
I'll
way.
We're
take-
not. Yeah, yeah.
Slap the fucking
Yeah.
baby.
Just making sure. Man.
I'll take the hit before I give the hit. There you go.
Shit, man. Well, I fucking appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man,
Hey,
this is a
man.
solid episode.
I love
Thanks
it.
for coming
I
out.
love coming here, bro.
Do you have
Anytime.
anything you want to tell the people before you go?
Yes. Now that I am finally feeling a lot better mentally, physically, spiritually, I will definitely have music coming out. And I expect people to check me out on IG, the.savagejames. Add me up. And on top of that, I will be performing with a bunch of artists at the Freddie Fame show in June. So definitely hit that up. It's going to be crazy.
So
June what? Do you know?
I
It's
don't
just in
know,
June,
but I'll
okay, yeah.
disclose it on my page. So
Yeah.
more of a reason to add it up.
exactly. Yeah,
At
go follow your boy.
Savage James, baby. Well,
Yes,
again, man, we
sir.
appreciate you coming through.
Always.
Yeah, man.
respect.
And I fucking really. That was a
Hey, I
sick
decided
freestyle.
to
man.
up my
Well,
bars this time
A
from last
freestyle was
Yeah,
sick.
that was-
Your last one was still good though. That's why I said whenever we started the freestyle, I was like,
Again,
"Yo, I'm excited," because the
an
last
artist-
one I was like, "Yes."
An
like,
artist is never fully satisfied with their work. Trust me. I look back
True
on
that,
it and I
eh?
was like, man, I could do better than that. And then I bet you I'd probably look back on this one and do the exact same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always
But
striving to be better.
either way, it was fire,
Hey.
man. And thanks for coming through.
Yeah,
And
appreciate it, bro.
have a safe, happy
Thanks.
fucking Easter weekend and all
Oh,
that
you guys
fun
are
stuff.
dusted.
Yeah, I'm Dustin.
Gang, gang.
Hey.
Gang, gang.
All right, so as for you crazy people out there in the 4G orgy, so check us out. Every other week we do this, and then we do some different stuff. You see it, go check it out. I actually get married on the next one, and you'll see what's
You don't
up.
want to miss that
It's
shit.
gonna be posted very
Styles
soon.
got hitched.
Who's the
All that
lucky
fun
man?
stuff. Yeah. Oh shit. Anyways, any motherfucking way, I want to say another big shout out to the girls at White Lake General Store,
Yeah,
Candace and
absolutely.
Hannah, for holding it down every motherfucking Friday for the boys, but also for their great work in saving the world by getting me the chip. I felt like, I say this though, just real quick before we sum this up. I say this because I had this fucking SD card in my pocket for like a month, and it had this like really important information on it. And I kept thinking like, and laughing and being like, haha, it's funny. It's like, to me, this is that chip you see in a movie where they're like, he's got the chip, like he's getting away with the chip, like, so like to me it's like, where is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's not here. Oh, it's in my other pants. Like, okay, yeah. Oh, it's the chip. Like, oh, don't fucking. I'm like, I feel like an evil villain walking around with this chip. Like, oh, it's got the information. So whenever I lost, I'm like, no. And I was like, this is how the movie starts. Like,
Is that the one you were asking me about?
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
Yeah, we ended
Did you
up.
find it?
Yeah, so last Friday, I forgot to ask. I said the only place I could think of is at this store. I forgot to ask. We drove away. I'm like, fuck, I forgot to ask.
Nah, yeah, I even said
Whatever. Then the next day, Bisho texts me, and the funny thing is like, I just got your text first. Says, "Is this yours?" or whatever, or yours? Question mark. And then I had to download the picture, and so I get the picture, and the picture is fucking from a screenshot from their Facebook page at the store, and fucking on this date, this was found, like, and it even says like right at the LCBO counter and stuff, and I'm like,
that styles SD
man, I'm like, as if. So I was like, yeah, like that's fucking mine. I was like, holy shit.
Fuck yeah.
Well, yeah. So and literally though, man, I went a week like, oh fuck, like I let everybody down, man. I was like, oh my god, because my brother took the footage himself.
Yeah.
And like I remember he had a whole bunch of trouble with people in front of the stage and all this shit. And then like there was footage of certain people that I'm sure were like, wonder where that footage is.
Yeah, no, dude.
And I was like, oh man, I have to break it to them. I even was asking people like asked Bully, I'm like, hey, where's the or did you see this SD card?
Yeah.
He's like, no, next time I go to his house. He's like, was it important? I'm like,
no.
Yeah, it's pretty important.
Yeah.
But I was like, do I tell him now or do I wait a week and then be like, hey, look, about that importance of that card? And so the thing is I ended up finding it and being like, hey, yeah, I'm like, found that card. He goes, cool, yeah, what was on it anyways? I'm like, well, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
It was super important for you.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Any
That's
motherfucking
great.
way. I'm Styles the Prophet, baby.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together with the Basement Weirdos, this is the 4G audio podcast. And I hope you guys all have a safe and happy Easter weekend.
Happy Easter,
Hopefully
y'all.
the Easter Bunny's good to you or however that works. And it's a big gang. Holla, baby. Peace out.
Stay safe. Catch y'all in the